Okay, in this short tutorial I'm going to show you how to use data from a form that you created in your Google Drive, and to use that data and start to analyze that data. So you can see my Google Drive, and this is the form that I created. It's a very small form, but this was the form that's created, and this is the responses. So you've got two different icons, and nicely Google puts it as responses so we know which is which. So this was my form. So it's a very small survey, and my form has now gathered some data. Okay, so there is my data. I could analyse my data here. This is a spreadsheet, so I could do what I'm going to show you in a moment in Excel. I could do this here. I'm choosing not to. I prefer to use Excel because I find that Excel is a little bit quicker and a little bit more responsive because it's not in the cloud. So I first of all would like to copy and paste that data into an Excel document. So I've gone to the square just between the A and the 1, so it's all, let me show you again, so it's all highlighted. I'm going to press Control C on my keypad, and then I've already got open an Excel document. Let me just bring that down so you can see that. There's my Excel document, and again I'm clicking this time in the cell A1, and I'm going to paste, Control V, and it pastes my data in. You can see that some of the data is hashed. That means that my column's not wide enough, so I need to make my columns wider. Let me do that one a bit more. Okay, so I have some data in my spreadsheet. I don't really need to worry about this data, but I'm not going to delete it, but it's not data that's interesting for me to use. I want to count how many, or count which is the best subject. Now obviously with a very small response, I only had that many people respond to my survey. I can obviously see that it's going to be computing. But if you had a very large amount of data, then that would be more difficult for you to count manually. Just make that a bit smaller, there we go. So I can use Excel and use a formula in Excel to help me. Now like I said, I could use this formula in my Google Drive, my Google Doc. So the formula I'm going to use is called countif. So I'm picking underneath my column equals countif. Excel gives me a little hint of what I want to do. So I want to countif, and here's my hint, the range. This is the range I want to count. So I can highlight that. Now the criteria I want to count, I'm going to start off with all the subjects that were in my form. I'm going to start off with maths. To do maths I need to add the speech marks to open and close the maths, and there in the hint you can see that there is a comma, not a comma, a bracket. So I close my brackets, and now it's counted maths. I'd give this a label so I knew what it was, and of course I can format that label so it's all presented well. Now this is your formula bar. If you spell something wrong, so I'm going to take the S off maths. Now we knew it was 1 before, it becomes to 0. So that's telling us that we must spell our formula correctly. I'm going to pause this and do the other formulas and show you what happens. Okay, as if by magic I've done the rest. So let me go through it one more time. So equals countif, open brackets. This is the formula I'm using. Range, select the range. So it's cell B2 to B8, comma, because you noticed, here's my hint, it's telling me it's a comma. I know that if I'm counting text, I have to put the text in bracket, and I have to spell the text correctly, and my hint is telling me I need to close my brackets. So there is the formula. I'll straighten that up. So if you look at the formula bar here, there's my countif for maths, French, drama, computing and PE. The only thing I'm changing is the information I'm counting.